Hey guys, how's it going? It's Muthurajah here, back with a new video lesson for you all. In today's lesson, I want to talk about something that is often a very sketchy thing to talk about. Okay, sketchy, dodgy, because there's this whole notion when people see me play a lot of fast stuff, me shredding away, playing on standards and just playing fast and fast and fast. The notion is that this guy can't hold a groove, or Hadrian is just all chops, the guy doesn't groove, or Jeff Berlin doesn't have a solid groove just because he says, you shouldn't use the metronome. There's this constant notion and debate that goes on multiple forums, multiple platforms online. And I felt like, I want to address some of the issues I see in the way people look at this, and also some of the actual valid points that I see online. Okay. First and foremost, from a marketing standpoint, if I'm trying to market myself as a bass player, of course, if all I do is it's very hard to sell myself as somebody who could do or even not that far, maybe okay, it's very hard to sell that aspect if all people see is right. But now, just because I'm doing this, does that mean I can't groove? If all I show and showcase is that, how does that equate to no groove? In fact, you should be able to groove in order to even be able to play melodies and solos, to improvise, to have your chops with a very big echo. Because there is no way you can place these notes, whether it's in a groove or in a solo or in any kind of situation. There's no way to place these notes without actually knowing what to do with the notes, which starts to push you into a territory where you really need to sit and practice really hard, conceptually speaking, harmonically speaking, melodically speaking, and rhythmically speaking. And unfortunately, what you see on the front of that shed equates to chops. Because who on earth is going to sit and practice? Most of us are too good to practice that, right? So do I have to sit and work on my groove now? Or do I have to move on? Or do I have to learn Teen Town? Or do I learn a Hadrian solo or a Paritucci solo? It's like, if your goal is to grow, you really need to open your palette and your mind and your ears and your eyes and everything, because it goes beyond just how you function in a band, okay? It's not that you neglect it. No, I will never neglect my function in a band. I'll never neglect having to lay down any bass lines. No, I love to do that stuff, and it takes a lot of discipline. But you know what? I built my foundation on these kind of things. Now, does that mean I can't groove? No, not necessarily. In fact, I'll bet you whatever you want. If you're able to find videos of Hadrian, for example, most of them showcase his soloing abilities, which are astonishing. But how many of you have actually heard him play bass on records or on videos? I'd bet 8 out of 10 of you probably haven't, because you're all captivated by his ability to play. And I don't blame you for that. But to then go and say, yeah, that's all he can do. No, man, you're wrong. It's completely wrong. It's a very wrong notion to have. Right? So, now some of you are wondering, is this even a lesson or a discussion or a podcast? Well, it's a little bit of everything. But what I want you to think about is, in order for me to play a C major 7 arpeggio, I need a bunch of things. I need to know my notes. Okay? I need to have the technique to execute it. Now, that C major 7 can be played in a gazillion ways when it comes to expression, musicality, emotion. But it's the same C major 7 that you hear in rock, pop, jazz, R&B, regardless of the style. Okay? So, one of the important things to keep in mind is that at the end of the day, how you choose to express yourself is entirely up to you. But as far as musical content, theory, harmony, melody, and rhythm goes, it's the same constant. You might want to play funk, you might want to slap, you might want to play palm mute stuff. You might want to be able to play classical pieces maybe. Now, just because I do that doesn't mean I can't do that. It doesn't necessarily have to equate and tie you down as to how you represent yourself and how people look at you. Okay, so what I want you to take away from this video is, whatever you practice, whatever that you do, it doesn't have to define who you are as a musician and a person, okay? And it definitely doesn't give anybody the right to put a label on somebody saying, yeah, he can't do that because, all he does is this, or all she does is that. No, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. Music is way bigger than any of us, okay? So have an open mind, practice your scales and arpeggios. Do not neglect them, because they build the foundation for just about anything. What you choose to do with it musically is entirely up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, rather tell you how to go about and what it entails when you decide to go about trying to get better at the bass. Okay? I hope you get something out of this, and I'll see you guys in the shed until the next one. Peace.